How did U.S. intelligence manage to crack the most impenetrable security ring in Latin America?
The operation didn't begin in Caracas. It began in the shadows of Fort Liberty, North Carolina. For 6 months, Delta Force 1st SFOD-D operators trained on an exact structural replica of the La Roca residence at Fuerte Tiuna. This replica was built using blueprints leaked by a high-ranking defector from SEBIN. The budget for the intelligence phase alone exceeded $100 million. The deciding factor, however, was the $50 million bounty. Internal sources confirmed that 3 members of Maduro's Circle of Honor provided the encryption keys for the biometric doors and, crucially, the exact coordinates of the Russian signal jammers protecting the compound. On January 2, 2026, at 11 p.m., the CIA confirmed the package was in his bedroom. The president gave the single-word order, "Execute."
How did they penetrate Venezuelan airspace without being detected by state-of-the-art radar systems?
At the stroke of midnight, U.S. Southcom activated an electronic curtain. EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft and RQ-170 Sentinel stealth drones flooded Venezuelan radar screens with ghost signals. While radar operators in La Guaira chased phantoms, 4 MH-60M stealth Blackhawks from the 160th SOAR, Night Stalkers, were flying less than 100 feet off the ground, hugging the riverbeds to stay below the horizon. At 1 a.m., the skies over Caracas fell dead silent. A surgical cyber attack triggered a total blackout restricted solely to the Fuerte Tiuna military complex. At that precise moment, F-35 Lightning II fighters had already achieved a lock on every Venezuelan Sukhoi jet on the ground. The city was blind, deaf, and the target was trapped. The insertion was flawless. Delta Force operators descended via fast rope directly onto the helipad and gardens of the residence. There were no warnings. Using GPN VG-18 panoramic night vision goggles, the commandos moved like shadows. The Presidential Guard, the Casa Militar, was neutralized in seconds using flashbangs and suppressed precision fire. The assault team reached the personal bunker door. They deployed a linear thermal cutting charge that melted through the reinforced steel in under 4 seconds. Upon entry, they moved down a hardened corridor where security cameras had already been looped by NSA hackers operating out of Maryland.
What was the face-to-face encounter like between the elite operators and Nicolás Maduro?
It was 01:12 a.m. Delta Team 1 breached the final barrier. In the master suite, Nicolás Maduro was intercepted before he could reach his encrypted satellite phone or the panic button. Tactical reports indicate the former leader was in a state of total shock. One of the operators, speaking fluent Spanish, delivered the notice. "Mr. Maduro, under the authority of the Southern District of New York, you are now in federal custody." Immediate biometric verification followed. A portable retinal scanner confirmed his identity in 3 seconds. Maduro and Celia Flores were fitted with sensory deprivation hoods and ballistic vests for their own protection during extraction. Over the radio, the code word echoed across the network. Jackpot. The most wanted man in the world had just lost his freedom.
How did they get the package out of a country on high military alert?
The exit was as violent as it was fast. An MH-47G Chinook heavy transport helicopter touched down in the main courtyard, while snipers from the Blackhawks covered the perimeter with miniguns. By 1:30 a.m., the birds were wheels up, heading north, escorted by F-22 Raptors that had launched from Curaçao. Maduro was transferred mid-mission to a C-17 Globemaster III, effectively a flying maximum security cell. At 6 a.m. on January 3rd, the aircraft touched down at McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. From there, a convoy of 20 armored vehicles from the FBI and U.S. Marshals transported him to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. For the first time in history, a sitting ruler had been extracted by special forces to face narco-terrorism charges on U.S. soil.